An all-new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Mom talk has just been blowing up.
Whitney and Jen are on Dancing with the Stars.
Taylor is a bachelorette.
Saying that out loud is crazy. Like, that is huge.
But all the cool opportunities could pull us apart.
It's causing issues in everyone's marriage.
My whole world is falling apart right now. It's chaos.
Watch the Hulu original series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
We
are
Cultivate.
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 We are Cultivate.
Hello and welcome to Ye Olde Crime, where we discuss the funny, strange, and obscure crimes of yesteryear. I'm your host, Lindsay Valenti, and with me is my sister and co-host, Maddie Savage.
Hello.
Hello. This is the first episode in April. No, March. It's March. Jesus.
It is March. And yes, also relevant. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Super relevant March. Yeah.
He is risen. So it's the first episode in March. So we are going to be thanking our Buy Me a Coffee sustainers. So special thank you to Charlie, Elizabeth, Sarah, Cheryl, Mariam, June, and Jennifer.
Wow, thank you all so much.
Thank you, you guys and gals. Did get a DM from Mariam recently, and she is sending us some snacks.
What? I love snacks.
I do too.
I'm so excited.
So I'm keeping my eye on the P.O. box, and when that comes, I'll make sure that we get together to share some snacks.
Heck yeah. Can do a little live stream maybe?
Yeah. Do some sort of video footage that we can share.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done like kind of a fun, silly one in a while.
That's true. They've all been kind of just like, sad.
Yeah.
Like not like really bad, but also not good.
Yeah.
None of it is good.
No. But hopefully this one will bring a smile to your face. Because today we are going to be discussing the Pig War of 1859.
Oh no. The amount of atrocities against pigs in Europe, like since the dawn of time, is insane. Like this, immediately I go to the like animal witch trials where like pigs would be prosecuted for eating the faces of babies because they were being starved. Like I just can't.
And then they were like hung. It's like cool. And you couldn't eat the bacon. You couldn't eat the meat. You had to bury them because they were evil.
Right. It's like, what wouldn't you like smoke out the evil? I don't know. You could really convince them to smoke out the evil on like a charcoal grill, you know?
Yeah.
Like, look, it's even like black smoke. Oh no.
Yeah.
That could have been such an easy argument.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pig
Wars. Let's get into it.
Information was pulled from the following sources. The 2025 All That's Interesting article by Kaliga Fraga. 2024 Salish Current blog post by Richard Arlen Walker. 2023 The Archive post by Lee D'Amato. 2022 A Bit About Britain post by Anne Clare. 2022 BBC Travel article by Brendan Sainsbury. 2022 Historic Mysteries post by Kurt Reedman. 2022 PBS post. 2022 Tara Ross blog post. 2021 The Canadian Encyclopedia article by Taylor C. Noakes. 2020 Canadian History Aches art blog post by Craig Baird. It's spelled EHX like Ix. 2017 Atlas Obscura article by Sarah Laskow. 2015 Historic UK post by Ben Johnson. 2015 History of War blog post by Francis White. 2015 J. Mark Powell blog post. 2006 History Link essay by Rebecca Smith. 2004 History Link essay by Kit Oldham, Lakedale Resort blog post, National Park Service, and Wikipedia.
This is thorough. Well done. Well done.
Special thanks to Carrie Ann for her research assistance on this episode, and links to all of these articles will be included in the show notes. We wouldn't be here without support from listeners like you. If you're interested in supporting us financially, you can leave a one-time or monthly donation over on Buy Me a Coffee or our Venmo page. Links are in the show notes. And we make a point of reaching out to send you a thank you note and stickers to show our appreciation.
Want to show your support in a more concrete way? Pick up some Yield Crime merch over at our TeePublic shop. We shout out whenever there is a sale each month, and we work to make sure we're creating new designs and changing it up whenever possible. And hey, thanks for listening.
Wars have started for a variety of reasons: land, women, resources, you name it. But in 1859, a war broke out over an inciting incident involving a pig and some potatoes.
So just one pig? Oh my.
Known by other names such as the Pig Episode, the Pig and Potato War, the San Juan Boundary Dispute, and the Northwestern Boundary Dispute, the Pig War is arguably one of the randomest reasons for two countries to come to blows. Let's begin.
The Pig and Potato War. I bet that one was quite the mockery and was shut down super fast. They were like, that's not, just shut up. Shut up, that's not what happened. Go home.
Go home, Carl. To understand how we got here, we first need to provide some context.
Yes.
Now, we have to remember that at this time in history, the Pacific Northwest was rich in the 3 F's: fishing, forestry, and furs. So much so that in the early 1800s, Britain, Russia, Spain, and America were all looking to get in on the action.
Dang. Could you imagine, like, it's so not rich in any of that now? Like, they really did a number on that state. They really wrecked it.
I mean, they still got trees, but yeah.
No, they still do, but like,
woof.
If it was to the extent that so many, like, giant powers of the world were vying for it, it's a significant resource.
Yeah. Eventually, it boiled down to just Britain and America, who agreed to share the territory in 1818 with the Anglo-American Agreement.
Those are so weak. Agreements never last.
Yeah, it was like the Anglo-American handshake, essentially.
Yeah, the high five. The air five.
Air five, we got this.
The Anglo-American air five. Weak at best.
Fast forward to 1846, when Britain and the United States signed the Oregon Treaty on June 15th. This treaty officially decided the borders between the United States and the British territories of Canada, specifically relating to the land located between the Pacific coastline and the Rocky Mountains. Although this should be a pretty cut and dry deal, there was a bit of a problem.
Mountains are hard to map and draw boundaries on.
So the treaty noted that the quote-unquote line of boundary was the 49th parallel, with an additional caveat about the border that reads, quote, through the middle of the channel which separates the continent from Vancouver's Island, and thence southerly through the middle of the said channel and of Fuca's Straits to the Pacific Ocean, end quote.
So they tried to do it by the water boundaries.
Yes, so
the perceived, like, sure boundaries.
So the 49th parallel is that, like, straight line that crosses the western portion of the United States and the base of where we border Canada. And then they were like, oh yeah, there's islands over here off the coast. So we're going to go down this one channel, and the area on the west is going to be Britain's, and the one on the east is going to be the United States. And then this divided the area south of the Juan de Fuca Strait. This loosey-goosey language posed a bit of a problem because there isn't just one channel that separates mainland North America from Vancouver's Island. There are, in fact, multiple channels.
That makes sense.
including Rosario Strait that cuts between the San Juan Islands and the mainland, Haro Strait between the San Juan Islands and Vancouver Island, and the 4 main islands that make up the whole of the San Juan are also bisected by channels.
Mhm. Really easy to get muddy and petty.
Yes.
There's just all those little reasons. Each channel is a reason for pettiness.
San Juan Island isn't a large island, at just 19 miles long and 7 miles wide, but due to its location, it became a coveted piece of real estate. Additionally, the islands of Orcas, Shaw, and Lopez are also part of the San Juan archipelago. So there's this cluster of 4 islands, but San Juan is the biggest. In a nutshell, if the agreed upon border were the Rosario Strait, then the islands would fall under the jurisdiction of the British. And if it were the Haro Strait, they would be part of America.
Oh,
But because
I hate that.
neither nation had looked too deeply into the matter, the San Juan Islands were a bit of a no man's land, so to speak.
So kind of like a neutral territory.
Yes,
a bit.
a little bit.
Like, just don't be there at all. Like, I'm not going to touch it. You're not going to touch it.
Well,
for now.
Both sides believed that they had a claim to the islands.
I'm sure. Yep.
And this
sounds right.
didn't really become an issue until settlers from America and Britain began making claims to San Juan Island.
So they were like, I really want to be here. Like, I want to fish here.
Mhm.
I want to settle.
Mhm.
Let's do this.
Yes. In 1845, the Hudson's Bay Company claimed the island and set up Fort Victoria.
Ooh, that's a bad first guy.
Mhm.
Like, that's like going with the boss level immediately.
Yep.
Because they had a big stronghold for a long time.
So they set up salmon curing stations along the western shoreline in 1851. A few years later, in 1853, the Washington Territory, which had just been established, claimed that the islands belonged to the United States. In response, on December 15th, 1853, under the direction of Governor James Douglas, who was the governor of the Vancouver Islands, so Canada, the HBC set up Bellevue Sheep Farm, sending 1,369 sheep and a few pigs, along with the British citizen Charles Griffin.
Oh my, all of those in one man.
To San Juan Island, yes.
In like essentially enemy territory with just a ton of resources.
Yes.
Vulnerable resources. Mm-hmm. Why does that sound so quintessentially British? Like, they were just so awful.
Yeah.
Some of their, like,
yeah,
they really didn't care at all. They had zero regard.
The sheep farm was extremely lucrative and also under threat from around 18 Americans who wished to stake claims on the land the farm was occupying when they arrived in the spring of 1859.
I'm sure they had like seeds and were ready to go. And they were like, what the hell, man?
American settlers expected the government to back them up. Meanwhile, the British were given the go-ahead to, quote, warn off squatters, end quote.
Gross. Yeah. We know what that means.
Seeing how lucrative Bellevue was, a local customs collector, Isaac Eby, decided that HBC should have to pay taxes on the sheep. So he sailed to the island to present Charles with the bill. And when he refused to pay it, he deputized tax collector Henry Weber, who set up camp on the island right behind Charles's cabin. And to really drive the point home, set up an American flag. So he was like, oh, you don't want to pay that? Okay, I'm going to send this guy.
Do what we say or we're going to kill you.
He's going to live literally in your backyard on behalf of America, and he's going to keep an eye on you.
Dang.
Well, Charles wasn't a big fan of that. So he, in turn,
I'm sure,
deputized one of his shepherds, a man named Thomas Holland and ordered him to arrest Henry.
Oh no. He deputized somebody to do a citizen arrest.
Yes.
That is so sad. That's so sad. The guy, he has too much on his plate already.
Yep.
Being the only shepherd.
Well, he's got more people working for him now. But yeah, so he was like, okay, this shepherd drew the short straw. He is now
my scapegoat.
He's now the person who's going to arrest this American. So when Thomas went to try and do so, however, Henry pulled out a gun and pointed it directly at Thomas's chest. Understandably,
that escalated quickly.
Thomas backed down, and Henry continued to stay on the island to keep tabs on the taxes that Charles and the Hudson's Bay Company owed for the use of the land.
Damn.
He was like, I'm a petty-ass American. I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to keep tabs on your tab.
Yep. Wow.
At the same time, in 1858, so like a year prior, the Fraser Canyon Gold Rush saw 30,000 American miners travel to British Columbia, with many of them abandoning their claims thanks to Governor Douglas and the Hudson's Bay Company. The following year, several disgruntled miners left Victoria, British Columbia, and traveled to San Juan, choosing to settle near Bellevue Farm, which would grow to almost 4,500 sheep, along with pigs and other animals.
Dang, that's a sustainable space then. Like, that's a town being built, essentially.
Tensions reached a boiling point on June 15th, 1859. On that day, American Lyman Cutler, a farmer from Kentucky and a failed miner from the Fraser Canyon Gold Rush, was tending his crops when he noticed a pig rooting around in his potato patch.
Okay.
And this particular animal was one he had encountered many times before. And this wasn't just any pig. This was a Berkshire boar that had been brought to San Juan Island by the manager of the Bellevue sheep farm, Irishman Charles John Griffin.
They brought boars to the island? I'm sorry, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And it wasn't just the fact that he'd already had to deal with this kind of issue before, but it didn't help that the herdsmen of the boars were nearby watching as the pig got its fill of Lyman's potato crop.
Right, because they're not going to disturb a boar. You kind of can't.
Having tried and failed to get anyone from the HBC to do anything about the issue, in a fit of rage, Lyman raised his rifle and fired, killing the boar.
Yeah. Yep. Because depending on how much damage that boar did, if he's like ripping roots out, like making so more potatoes can't sprout.
I mean, that's his livelihood. That's his crop.
That's his livelihood. And that's like food for his village. Like that's life or death.
Yeah.
So yeah, he absolutely shot that thing.
Lyman immediately regretted the action as soon as he lowered the gun. He personally went to Bellevue to speak to Charles, explain what happened, and offer to replace the pig.
Noble.
Things escalated when Charles claimed that the boar had been worth $100 or $3,900 today, and Lyman swore up and down that there's no way it was worth more than $10 or $390 today.
Yeah, that's quite the difference, I would say.
For further context, Berkshire boars, on average, weigh around 600 pounds, or around 280 kilograms, but can get as large as 700 to 900 pounds.
Absolutely not. That's so insane. That is so insane.
They're known for their muscular build, their black coloring. They've got short legs and white markings on their faces, paws, and tails. The meat produced from a Berkshire pig is said to be exceptionally juicy, tender, and flavorful due to its superior marbling of the intramuscular fat. It's such a delicacy that today it has been referred to as the Wagyu of pork.
Dang.
So we have an understanding
so
of this isn't
it's a
just some pig.
big deal.
It's not just some
Yeah.
like random pig. Like this is like
Wild animal. This was like a prized cattle. Like this was prized livestock.
like this was a
premium.
premium pig. Lyman, outraged by the extravagant price that Charles demanded, refused to pay for the pig, stating that it was trespassing on his property. And it's believed that when Lyman said, quote, "It was eating my potatoes," end quote, as justification for killing the boar, Charles reportedly responded, quote, "It is up to you to keep your potatoes out of my pig," end quote.
Damn. Well, then I'll keep it out by putting a bullet in it.
It's also reported that Charles took matters further by saying, quote, "It is no more than I expected. You Americans are a nuisance on the island, and you have no business here. I shall write Mr. Douglas and have you removed," end quote.
I'm telling on you. You have to go home. You're gross.
Lyman calmly responded, quote, "I came here to settle for shooting your hog, not argue the right of Americans on the island, for I consider it American soil," end quote. Following the incident, 3 British soldiers, Alexander Dallas, Dr. William Tolmie, and Donald Fraser, along with Charles, rode out to Lyman's home and demanded he pay up or they would have him arrested. Lyman, armed with his rifle, was able to scare the men off, but this wouldn't be the end of the conflict. Upon hearing of the dispute, U.S. General William Selby Harney dispatched Captain George Pickett, along with 66 soldiers from the 9th U.S. Infantry, to San Juan on July 18th to provide backup. The group arrived on the island on July 27th.
A wall of muscle and horses.
The group arrived on the island on July 27th, and George boldly claimed that not only was the island American, but that if the British tried to cause trouble, he'd, quote, "make a Bunker Hill of it," end quote.
Ooh. So he has no qualms making sure nobody, if I can't have it, nobody can have it. Gross.
Fun fact, George Pickett would go on to be a general for the Confederates in the future.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, the whole like disregard for anybody. Yeah.
George didn't just come with troops. He also came with a proclamation. Quote,
of course.
"This being United States territory, no laws other than those of the United States, nor courts, except such as are held by virtue of said laws, will be recognized or allowed on this island," end quote.
Dang. Like, neener, this is mine.
Yeah.
And like, nope, it's just me. I'm fine now. How do you do that? Like, what?
As you can probably guess, the British were not going to take this lying down. The governor of British Columbia and the colony of Vancouver Island, James Douglas, dispatched 3 ships to back up their claim to the island: the 31-gun steam frigate HMS Tribune and warships HMS Satellite and HMS Plumper.
Wow, that escalated so quickly.
George informed Captain Geoffrey Phipps Hornby that if British troops attempted to make land on San Juan Island, American forces would stop them. As a result, the number of American troops sent to the island swelled into the hundreds as 5 British ships carrying over 2,000 soldiers sat waiting off the coast.
Damn.
British Admiral Robert L. Baines eventually arrived on August 5th of 1859 and spoke with the governor of British Columbia, stating that he would not, quote, "involve 2 great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig," end quote.
Great. Okay, we're done now.
Finally,
That's
some
it.
common
Thanks,
sense.
everybody.
Finally.
Yeah, like, sure. Yeah. Because, like, it's a whole island, my guys. Like, Can we just remember that?
Meanwhile, General Harney sent another contingent of American troops, this time numbering 450, to San Juan under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Silas Casey to aid George Pickett. By August 10th, 1859, there were around 461 Americans on the island with 14 cannons at their disposal, compared to 2,140 British on 5 warships armed with 70 mountain cannons.
This is just peacocking at this point. It's like a game of chicken. Peacocking chicken.
Both sides were given the same orders: defend themselves, but under no circumstances were they to fire the first shot.
They're just playing chicken.
Yes. Fun fact, it's been speculated that General Harney and Captain Pickett were trying to push Britain into a war, either as a means to prevent civil war or as a smokescreen to allow the South to secede from the North.
And either, it really legitimately could be either from the sounds of it. Because as a Confederate general, he would have gotten what he wanted either way.
Correct. Conversely, news of the conflict had finally reached Washington, D.C., to the alarm of President James Buchanan in September. President Buchanan sent General Winfield Scott to meet with Governor Douglas, a journey that took him 6 weeks to travel from New York to the San Juan Islands. Negotiations started via messenger in October of that year, and both governments approved a joint military occupation of no more than 100 men each on San Juan Island in November of that year.
Yeah, because how many did they have at this point? Like 10,000 on either side? It's like something
it was
crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Like thousands in boats.
Yeah. By January 1860, a company of American soldiers set up a camp on the island's southern point, 6 miles south of Friday Harbor, under the command of Captain Lewis Cass Hunt. On March 21st, 1860, the British Royal Marines established English Camp on Garrison Bay on the northwest coast of the island. Unfortunately, before a final resolution could be made for the future of the island, the American Civil War broke out on April 12, 1861. All talks with British Columbia regarding San Juan Island were postponed until 1867, but no official talks went into effect until 1871.
Jeez.
At that time, Britain's new PM, William Gladstone, wished to try again for peace.
Yeah, like, can we get this done and on paper?
Yeah. On March 5th, 1871, discussions started under the arbitration of German Kaiser Wilhelm I. The Treaty of Washington, which noted unsolved Civil War claims, Canadian fishing rights, and the boundary of the San Juan Islands, was finally agreed upon and signed on May 8, 1872. The treaty noted that the border between the U.S. and Canada would run through Haro Strait, making the San Juan Islands officially part of the United States. On October 21st, 1872, the British camp of soldiers left the camp after a friendly farewell, and the British settlers still on the island became American citizens in order to keep their land claims.
So, like, dual citizenship or full? They, like, had to become
I think they had to become Americans, but I'm assuming it was dual citizenship. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to go back to Canada if they wanted to.
Yeah.
As noted in an essay by Rebecca Smith, quote, "The Pig War is an essential part of history on 3 levels. First, it finally resolved the confusion over the San Juan boundary, giving the United States a strategic group of islands and preventing the British from becoming too powerful in the Puget Sound. Second, it could easily have become the 3rd Anglo-American War in 100 years, a war that would have devastated the economies of both countries and severed social and political ties. Most importantly, though, the Pig War and its amicable resolution proved to the world that two nations could solve even the most difficult issues through diplomacy and ushered in a new era of peaceful Anglo-American relations, end quote. After 12 years, thus concluded one of the most bizarre wars to take place in human history, where the only casualty was a single pig.
That's incredible that there was that much tension and that much on the line, but nobody died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's insane. Because, like, there might not be a conflict and people die.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The American and British camps were designated as a National Historic Landmark District on November 5th, 1961. A memorial plaque was erected by the University Naval Training Division of the Royal Canadian Navy in August of 1964. It reads as follows, quote, "In 1859, the killing of a pig on San Juan Island brought England and the United States to the brink of war over the issue of territorial rights here. By agreement, both nations' troops were permitted to occupy this area while the problem was studied. British soldiers established camp at Garrison Bay, just west of here, while American troops camped at the southern end of the island. Peaceful arbitration of the dispute in 1872 placed the San Juan Islands within the territorial United States. In October of that year, the British garrison was abandoned," end quote. Congress designated San Juan Island a National Historic Park on October 15, 1966. Both the British and American camps can still be visited today as part of the National Park Service and the San Juan Island National Historical Park. Of the over a dozen buildings that used to make up the American camp, only 3 remain today as part of the national park. Of the British camp, which used to be made of neat wooden houses, only the formal English garden remains today, along with a small blockhouse and white clapboard barracks. Fun fact, this is the only U.S. national park site to fly foreign colors regularly on American soil, and both the flagpole and the flag were donated by the British government.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Lastly, if you'd like to learn more about the First Nation Coast Salish tribes of the island, which they called Pepi Ilwith, as well as the non-war related deaths of both American and British soldiers that took place there, I encourage you to read the Salish article linked in the show notes. It is a fascinating read and information that I just couldn't make work with the rest of the story, because the deaths weren't war related.
They weren't linked to the conflict itself.
But it's a fascinating read.
It was just people on the island.
Yes, it was just things within the island, but there were some interesting deaths, a lot of information about the local tribes, and it's a really good read. So I encourage you to check it out if that's something that you're interested in.
It's awesome.
And that's the Pig War of 1859.
Dang. The twists and turns, man.
Got real hot.
Got real hot. Oh my God.
If you love the show, the best way to support us is to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Good Pods, CastBox, Podcast Addict, and or Audible. Links to all of these are in our show notes, or if you're already listening on one of these platforms, you know what to do.
Oh, and while you're at it, shoot us a question you'd like to hear us answer on the pod. We'll give you a special shout out and address your burning questions all at the same time. The weirder, the better. Submit them via link in our show notes or shoot them to us in our DMs.
We love to hear from you, and there's a couple of ways you can reach out to us. You can email us at yeoldecrimepodcast@gmail.com, where you can send us story ideas, share any spooky stories you may have, fun gifts, or even just to say hello.
You can also reach out to us via snail mail. Remember mail? Our mailing address is Ye Olde Crime Podcast, P.O. Box 341, Wyoming, Minnesota 55092. Fun fact, we like to send out thank you cards with fun stickers you can't get at our shop, so it's worth the cost of a stamp.
All right, this week's listener question comes from Mariam, and she would like to know, if you were transported back to the Victorian era, and were accused of a crime, what sort of historical defense would you use to get off?
Oh, man. I have no idea. Because I don't even know what my crime would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what kind of crime would I genuinely think I could get away with.
Yeah, like my first instinct is to go with poison.
I know!
But
so dark.
One second. So the Marsh test, where they can test, like identify arsenic in forensics, wasn't developed until 1836. And that would have been the year before the Victorian era officially started. So I wouldn't do poison. At least I wouldn't do arsenic because it would be proven in court with the Marsh test.
Yeah. This is a really great question. Like, I'm genuinely stumped trying to think of something that could even possibly work.
I'm thinking back to cases that we've covered.
Well, I'm thinking, like, right now, if I were to be, like, accused of making a cult or something, I would just use my phone. Like, being transported, I'd use my phone as defense of, like, my omnipotence. I don't know. Be like, let me go. I don't know.
I suppose we're transported back. That's right. So we are how we are currently.
Because let's be real, if let's hope my insulin pump is like fully stacked. So I've got like hopefully a good week in me to just wreak absolute havoc.
And then you'd be able to die under mysterious circumstances because they couldn't detect.
I'd be able to just like die in my sleep. Maybe that's what I'd do. I would just like do all of the crimes because I'll die in 3 to 5 days anyway. That's so dark. I'm so sorry. It's true.
I was thinking about like spiritualism in some way.
Yeah.
That didn't really start until like the 1840s. So depending on when in the Victorian era we go back.
You know what you could like blow their minds about? Typing.
I could.
Like just obliterate them with your speed.
Yeah. What's your word count?
You could, right?
I'm just like, they're just like, oh my God, she's a witch.
Most sought after secretary in every continent.
I don't know what my defense would be. Because I would absolutely not want to use the insanity defense because then they would just throw me into an asylum and that would be awful.
Yeah.
Could I claim that I had women troubles and get off?
Yeah.
She was hysterical.
If you can narrow it down to a singular event and ensure that prior to it, you trick a man into falling madly in love with you so that he'll be your defense.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, she was with me the whole time, my love.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna tell a man he's wrong in the Victorian era?
This is true. Yeah, if I came up with like some airtight alibi where essentially I didn't even do what the crime was, I like influenced the crime.
Yeah.
With the power of suggestion. And then I just gaslight. The power of gaslighting. I just gaslight the shit out of whoever did the crime. Like
everyone.
Like, I don't know what you're talking
just
about.
everyone. Yeah.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there.
The detectives.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even real.
Perfect.
And then I somehow transport back to the current time.
I'm just gonna wreak utter havoc. Have the best time for 3 to 5 business days.
And then just be like, deuces.
Yep, as soon as that battery dies, me too, bitch. Bye.
Bye.
Night.
I could find some way to be like so clean that there's no way that I could have committed any sort of crime. Look at how milky white my skin is. Look at how clean. How clean I am.
How uncalloused your hands are.
Yeah.
Yeah. How clean your cuticles are.
Mm-hmm.
How your skin doesn't smell like death yet.
Yeah, like arsenic and the Thames.
And like talc
Mm-hmm.
to cover up all the syphilis and gonorrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smallpox.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, that stumped me.
Yeah. I want to keep thinking about it.
I do too.
Thank you so much, Miriam. That's a great question.
Yeah. All right. What's something good you'd like to share?
I'm going to go on a date with my husband
Ooh.
today. I know. We recently decided we need to do that more. So, like once a week, we go and do something. It can be something as innocuous as like going grocery shopping, or like we took the dogs to the vet and then we like went out to dinner. Just like something out of the house, social, nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna go have a date today.
Nice.
And he planned it, so I don't know what we're doing. So I get to have like the best time. I'm just here for the good vibes.
There you go.
You know, and the snacks.
Mm-hmm.
There will be snacks. What about you? What's one good thing?
So yesterday for work, I took part in our local polar plunge here in Minneapolis. And for people outside of the United States and people in the United States who may not know what a polar plunge is, it's a fundraiser to raise money for the Special Olympics. And we jumped into Lake Nokomis in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And I picked a good year to do it because it was warmer and the water wasn't nearly as cold. It was a little drizzly.
Yeah. It was kind of like spittling.
Yeah, it was like overcast. It was actually kind of cool because it was like foggy on the lake.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it was kind of like eerie in like a cool, mysterious way and not like a creepy way.
Depending on where you were, it was very Silent Hill. And
oh no.
But it was fun.
It's a shock to your system already.
Yeah.
Great.
It was fun. It was much quicker than I thought it was going to be from the time you jump to like the time you get back out of the water. And because it's been warmer here recently, the water in the lake wasn't nearly as cold as it's been in years past. And it wasn't windy, so it was like the perfect time to go. I had a lot of fun. Thomas came and took a lot of really good pictures for us. So I can share some of the ones that don't have as many other people in them on social just because I want to be respectful of people's privacy. But I can share some of the ones of me from the event. But yeah, that was really fun to be able to do something fun like that with my coworkers. And then 2 hours later, after I got home, I went and did hot yoga. So I experienced both sides of the...
You did the pendulum swing.
I did. I was like really cold, and then I was like, I'm gonna go do some hot yoga and warm up. And
honestly, that was probably a really great idea. How did you feel after?
I felt really good. I feel kind of sore today, and I've had a headache. I can't...
The pressure dropped like crazy.
Yeah, that's why I have a major headache right now. But
same.
I think the soreness has more to do with all the chair poses that I had to do than with the going from cold water to hot.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's probably where a lot of the achiness is coming from. But yeah, it was fun. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Want to be social with us? You can see pics from this week's episode, bonus content, and funny memes on X at Ye Olde Crime Pod, or on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube at Ye Olde Crime Podcast.
Speaking of YouTube, we have a special playlist just for our Can You Crack the Cramp Word segments with our guest podcasters to see who can correctly guess the meaning of some obscure Victorian slang terms. If that's your thing, check it out.
And on that note, as always, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Madison.
And we'll see you next time with another tale
as old as crime.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Where's your playlist taking you? Down the highway? To the mountains? Or just into daydream mode while you're stuck in traffic? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there to help you make the most of your getaway, wherever that is. Because the only thing better than a great playlist is a great trip. Life's the trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.